All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's showing of the 1RC races here at Lanes Raceway. A few things have changed since last week. We now got all the cars over here where I'm located. I'll stick there in the left hand screen there. You can see me waving. All the cars are lined out here. You see some of the racers sitting next to them. This is just to make sure that nothing nefarious goes on between the heats and stuff like that. And then when they get done with their cars, they just put them right back on the table. If they need to clean their tires or put a battery in it, they got to do it all up here on the tables. If they have a damaged car or something like that, they could go fix it, but it's going to have to go back through tech. Nonetheless, up first, Dirt Late Model Beginner, Chris Henderson, Tim Hall, Jamie Fulcher, Blake Panel. If you guys would, you got 5 minutes to qualify 5 laps. Yep, yep, you got 5 minutes. Once you get done qualifying, bring your car, put it back up on the table. We're also going to have live track marshaling here too. John says, fire the engines. We're firing them up, John. So tonight we're going to have track marshals hang out on the outside edge of the track cars flipped. They're going to get them flipped over the best that they can. Only time a track call is going to get called is if a car goes off in the middle of the track. This serves a couple purposes. One purpose is so maybe people don't get double laps or maybe not get their lap at all whenever the track gets shut off. That's one purpose. The other purpose is, of course, so we can run more races. Chris, you got a 3.990. So Tim Hall, Jamie Fulcher, Blake Panel still left in this qualifying one. Yeah, come on up here and clean them anytime you want. Right now, Blake Panel's got his car out there. Tried a different method too. Cleaning the track today seems to work a lot better than what I was doing the previous week. I was using little bitty thin Swiffer pads, and that wouldn't soak up enough rubbing alcohol to actually get the track turned over without drying out before I could get it done. So I used a microfiber, and that worked out quite well. All right, Blake, a 4.240. So Tim Hall and Jamie Fulcher left to qualify in this qualifying round. Jamie Fulcher coming up here. What's that? Yeah, let me see it real quick. Looks good, Tim. All right, Jamie, a 4.830. And Tim here with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go. He's got plenty of time to run 5 laps here. All right, Tim, a 3.410. Yes, lay him up there. All right, up now in the second heat of qualifying, Jason Howard, Garrett Burden, Isaac Shepard, Bones, and Jeff McMahon. When y'all get done, just put them back up there. That way everybody can see everybody's cars and there ain't no questions asked. Jeff, let me see yours. I haven't seen yours yet. Now, Jeff, when you get done with this, you need to put that up on the table, okay? Good. And your artist up to qualify is what it is. Good to go, Jeff. You can get out there and qualify anytime you're ready. John says, will you be in Cleveland, Tennessee this weekend? I will not. Now, as for my brother and my dad, I believe my brother, and Glenn Burden were talking about heading up that way. So it might be three of those guys rolling up there. I got to run Lanes Raceway, so I don't really get to do much other than that. All right, Garrett, you got a 4.130. All right, Isaac, you got a 4.220. Jason Howard Bones, Jeff McMahon left to qualify. Looks like Jason's got his car out there. He just got this car earlier today. Because you don't have this transponder in the thing. You got a different, you took one out of your sprint car and stuck in it. Hang on. Do you want me to switch it to dirt late model? It's switched. I switched it. Go ahead. It's no longer a sprint car anymore, though. All right, Jason, a 3.940. Bones up next. I don't know yet. I do, but I don't have it here tonight, or it'd be right there. All right, Bones, 5.010. Jeff up next. All right, Jeff, a 4.730. So that's into that. All right, up next is Dirt Modified. Tim Hall, Jamie Fulcher, Garrett Burden, Jeff McMahon, Blake Panel. Yep, yeah. We qualify, then we heat race, then we race. Yeah, just leave it right there on one of them tables at the end there, Jeff. Just scoot a car aside if you have to. Yeah, go ahead. Whenever, the, don't get in the way of the guys though. All right, guys. Dirt Modified, Tim Hall, Jamie Fulcher, Garrett Burden, Jeff McMahon, Blake Panel. 5 minutes. Turn 5 laps. I don't care whatever y'all want to do. That's not my ordeal. I'm running a race here. Oh, John. Yeah. So, as for Cleveland, Tennessee, I will not be there at Cleveland, Tennessee. I have to run Lanes Raceway, but I believe Randy, Gabriel, and Glenn Burden are heading up that way to race at the Flexi Challenge. I'd love to go, but our Saturdays have definitely been extremely busy here as of late. All right, Blake, 4.620. Garrett Burden now up. Sorry about that, folks. T's getting pictures of all the guys' cars here. How many guys running the 1RC so far? All right, Garrett, a 4.160. Tim Hall, Jamie Fulcher, Jeff McMahon left. Jamie Fulcher up next. Looking good, man. Looking good. John, thanks. I wish I could be there too. Is it a Group 10 race? I think they're at Cleveland. It's the Flexi Challenge, if I'm not mistaken, is what they're doing. So I think that's what is that? Ralph Thorne's Raptor Motors. All right, Jamie, a 4.700. Raptor Motors, Enforcer from Mid America, the Intimidator, or the Speedball, I believe, are the motors. There could be more motors than that. I'm not for sure. Tim All up next right here at a 4.040 right now, the best time turn so far. All right, Tim, a 4.010. Next up is Jeff McMahon in the Slate 52. James Deckard. Hey, guys. Hey, James. All right, Jeff McMahon, 6.100. All right, up next, Dirt Sprint Car. Blake Panel, Tim Hall, Garrett Burden, Jason Howard. You got 5 minutes to qualify. So we got four classes going on tonight. We got the late model, open wheel, dirt open wheel, sprint car, 410 sprint car, and then we got the super late model. No, sprint car. No, sprint car. Super late model's next. You don't have one right now? Okay, go up there to T and have her get you one. And then you'll need to hurry up and just run it under there, under your time, and then I'll put it in the system, all right? Under your name. Tim Hall out first. This is our first sprint car race here at Lanes Raceway. Finally got some enough guys to do it. All right, Tim Hall, 4.309. James is Jason is James's white car here tonight. He says yes, it is. He said you'll need to be looking for the orange and black one because that's what he's running in the stock late model tonight. He's running the white one in the super late, which is coming up right after this qualifying session. Blake Panel's up right now with a 5.059. Hookup. Ask Jason, he'll know. Jason Howard looks like he's going to be up next. Garrett Burden might actually miss qualifying for the sprint cars, but we're going to get him in there once he gets his transponder, and he didn't have a transponder for the sprint car. Jason's getting his battery in right now. Fresh off the press, he says. And he's got his white sprint car out there, James. That's the one you want to be looking for, the all white sprint car. I switched it. All right, Jason, 3.930. And what I'm hoping is that Garrett can get this nose piece off, get that put on real quick, and run it at least once underneath the start finish line so we can get him put in the system here for a sprint car. We've also been starting to race 1RC races on Saturday too. For those guys that can't make it during the week, we got some now that where they can come in on the weekends and race. Until we can get some pretty big packs going, we're not going to be doing the A main, B main sticker giving out because, I think you need to earn those. At least 4 cars you have to race against to get one of those for sure. So our sprint is going to run just a hair bit later than it should, but where we have not ran any practice whatsoever, it should be fine. We're going to let him get this done so we can get him in the system and not have to really worry about it. That way, when the heat rolls, he's in, we're ready to go. James Decker says, tell him to take no mercy tonight and charge his battery. LOL. I will tell him that, James. Jason, James says, take no mercy tonight and charge that battery. He said he put fresh bumpers on it tonight, James, just for you. So, Garrett, just run it under there and I'll get you put in. Yeah, go ahead. Garrett, it's not seeing your transponder. Is it facing straight up? It might be because the qualifying session's over. Yeah. We'll do it. If it doesn't work in the heat race, we'll get you figured out, and then we'll start the heat race. All right, that's the end of that qualifying session. All right, last qualifying session. 5 minutes for Super Dirt Late Model. Blake Pennell, Jamie Fulcher, Tim Hall, Garrett Burden, Jason Howard, Chris Henderson. 5 minutes. Jason, James said good. Jason said get ready to watch. He's got a 1RC remote. Oh, that's Jeff's. I think that's 1RC foam, so that counts. uh, all right, Tim, a 4.080. All right, just bring it back by here when you get done. All right, Jason Howard up next in the white and red. This is our fastest class tonight. You guys can see it is our last class of the evening, too, and it is a humdinger to say the least. All right, Jason, a 3.130. Up next is Chris Henderson. Yeah, you can. You can change them. You just got to change them in front of me. Woo! Chris, I don't know how that baby stayed on the track. Chris, a 3.200. Blake Pennell up next. That one gripped so much it rolled itself. Blake does have a fast car for sure. Blake, you got a 3.270. Up next is Garrett Burden. There you go, Tim. All right, Garrett Burden with a 3.310. Jamie Fulcher up next. Jamie, that's going to be a 3.610. All right, guys, now we're going to be heading on into those heat races. All right, let's see here. Seed by fastest lap. That's correct. Determine if the driver's seating order is inverted or not. Invert the seating order. Lowest to highest. Top drivers grouped together. All right, that should be good. Here we go. On to the races. All right, Dirt Late Model Beginner up first. Heat 1 of 3. Chris Henderson, Jason Howard, Tim Hall. Yeah. What are you talking about? Okay, well, come here. I mean, if y'all know how to set this up, then set it up.
Me and Gabriel was all talking about that last week.
Hang on a second. No.
You're supposed to. Gabriel said something about a slow guy, fast guy, slow guy.
Your first set of heat races should be all fast, and then all slow on the next one.
This is what I got. All right, let's listen. Seed by fastest lap. Qualify rounds. We're in heats, so it's seeded by the qualify. I got invert seating order. Determine if the driver's seating order is inverted or not. So after your first heat race, it's going to invert you. Okay? So I'm going to check mark that. Then I got heat ordering. Determine if higher seated drivers appear in earlier or later heats. And I seeded those heats lowest to highest. Lowest to highest.
I don't know how to set that.
And then heat grouping, I got determine how drivers are grouped into races. I said have top drivers grouped together. I could spread you across races, but I don't know what that'll do.
Second fastest guy.
All right, I'm generating it. Here we go. All right, up first, Jet McMahon, Garrett Burden, Tim Hall. This is the beginner dirt late model.
Yeah, but that took last week. It took three of the fastest guys out of the A main into the B. Oh, we're still learning. He looked through a 1600 scope. He looked through. That's on your phone. I cannot see it that clear on this one. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think it's clear on your phone. When you look through that camera, you look through that scope.
All right, guys, y'all ready? Track marshals, please.
Oh, hang on. We need marshals, guys. Oh, who's already? One's already over there. Oh, we got both of them. Sorry.
The only time I'm hitting red flag is if a car goes in the center. If they flip, track marshals will flip them over the best they can. Nine laps left to go. Five laps left to go. Tim Hall out in the lead. 15 total laps. Three wide. Tim Hall, Garrett Burden, Jeff McMahon. All right, Heat 2. Jamie Fulcher, Isaac Shepard, Jason Howard.
Tell my favorite fan we're up.
Jason said, tell his favorite fan that we're up.
Maybe my only fan.
He said it's probably my only fan. But yeah, he's got a orange and black car this week.
Oh, he cheating. I'm cheating. Oh.
Bring it back over here. I got to look at it again.
Didn't know where his car is. He had to put that tire dope on it. Playing
You
good.
did?
Come on, Grandpa. You're up front for the first time. We're all meeting each other. I might walk the door if they're started.
If you ain't racing, guys, make sure you're track marshaling.
Hey, look. You just keep scooting over. He's going to be driving over with you next.
All right, guys, y'all ready? And Jason Howard out to an early lead here in the orange and black car. James says, I hear you, LOL. These guys here are really smooth behind the stick here. Jason Howard about a lap up on everybody else. The other guys kind of sticking pretty close together. Jamie Fulcher and Isaac Shepard, they're right there next to each other. Oh, as we see one get flipped here, that's going to put Jamie Fulcher there in second position. All right, Jason Howard, first place. Second place, Jamie Fulcher. Third place, Isaac Shepard. All right, up next, Bones, Blake Panel, Chris Henderson. You brought one home for James there, Jason. See Bones getting his car on there, the blue and yellow car. What? I couldn't tell you what we're doing next, but I'll announce it. I believe it is, though. I think it's modified, then sprint car, then super. Blake Panel's got his there in second position, waiting on Chris. Is Chris up there and I just can't see it? Oh, I couldn't see you. All right, guys, we need track marshals. All right, guys, here we go. And out of the gate, a little bit of roughhouse going on as Blake Panel's car flips. Jamie Fulcher's going to get him flipped there pretty good. Out in the lead right now, Chris Henderson, followed by Bones. Third place there, Blake Panel. Bones getting his car straightened out there. Oh, Bones getting rubbed hard up on the high side there. Everybody kind of smoothing out a little bit now. Chris Henderson up by 2 laps right now. So we see Jason looking like he's going to try to flip one of them. $16 laps there for Chris Henderson. Oh, as we see Bones' car flip there, he's going to flip his own car back over. All right, Chris Henderson, Blake Panel, and Bones. Up next, Dirt Modified, Jeff McMahon, Jamie Fulcher, Blake Panel, Garrett Burden, Tim Hall. don't really understand why the modified series has everybody all in one for some reason, but I don't know. Nonetheless, 5 total. T, you might have to help track Marshall. Yeah, we're gonna need every track marshal we can get on this one. I don't know why it's got 5 of them running in this.
How many's in that class?
5. It's the only one that hadn't been splitting them up. It's like something a little strange is happening in the modified one. All right, one more. T, we need a track marshal, honey. Or Bones, yeah, Bones. All right, guys, here we go. Just find you a spot somewhere in the middle. Yeah, about right there is good. Flip him. Flip him, T. You get well. If they're having trouble, you spin them around. So Jeff having some issues there with his car. Jamie's car also having some issues, and it's back up and running. Jason trying to figure out Jeff's car, see what's going on. We stuck him on. He's just riding the wall there. All right, Garrett Burden, Tim Hall second, Blake Panel third, Jamie Fulcher fourth, Jeff McMahon retired. Yeah.
He was in front of me them last 4 laps because I spun out and he passed me.
I don't know how it happened either. Was you going around the start finish line over and over again or something?
No.
Well, you were spinning out close to it that one time. I wonder if that was.
Yeah, they got him.
Probably got him.
Close enough. That's all right. Big time.
All right, up next, dirt sprint car. Garrett Burden, Tim Hall, Blake Panel, Jason Hired.
We gotta go past Garrett. Come on, take a good look at that car. Y'all assholes just stay away.
Yeah, Garrett's got 2 transponders on. It's what it is. Yeah, everything's inverted from what you qualified. You're in second, Tim.
We need everybody.
Yeah, everybody that will.
Everybody. Not you gonna do it over here with it. Talk while you're.
Who's going to hit the red flag when y'all go in the center?
We're not gonna go in the center today.
All right, here we go. Yeah, they're giving each other room, that's for sure. Chris was making a comment, it might be the cleanest race tonight. These guys work. Red flag! Jason, Tim, Blake behind the line. Sir, I did clean that today, thank you. If you look right over by that jacket, I bet it still ain't swept up over there. But yeah, I swept this whole thing. Yeah, I swept everything. All right, guys. These things are rolling, roly-poly style. See Chris there flopping one over. James Deckard racing Jason. Yeah, he is. He is the white car out there in the lead, or second to the lead. Tim Hall's actually in the lead. Tim Hall's there in the yellow and orange. Jason's right there behind him. Jason's trying to make a pass on the inside. Him and Tim both get into it. Very eventful for sure. Stressful would be another word. The sprint cars here. Two guys involved in an incident here, tied up. Two cars on the front stretch there. Blake Pennell's car's broke's what T said. All right, Garrett Bird in first, Jason second, Tim third, Blake fourth. All the racers sweating after that one. All right, guys, here's another one where it slotted every single one of you guys into one heat. This one's going to be really a nightmare. Super Dirt Late Model, Tim, Jamie, Garrett, Blake, Chris, and Jason. They put y'all all in one heat together. I don't know what's going on with it. I hadn't changed anything from last week. Still under the Tuesday night race. I guess he just wants to see a full-blown debacle. RJ 2025. Need hazard pay for the track marshals. Yes, we do. James Deckard rubbing his racing. It is racing indeed. Well, this one here is going to be really gnarly. Well, I'm going to need you again because this thing's slotting everybody 6 times. What happened to you? Oh, did it? Right now, waiting on Jamie. And guys, if y'all don't mind to help track marshal, be nice. And Jamie getting his second one in there. All right, guys, here we go. Red flag. Tim, Jason behind the line. You got to go behind the line. Over there. You'll be fine. Further back you go, the more fine you'll be. Well, you're killing yourself there. What I'm trying to say is you and Jason did not get that lap when you went under that. So I'm saying your best bet would be to do what Jason's doing. All right, here we go. Red flag. Garrett behind the line. All right, here we go. Oh,
Jamie over here reaching for his car and piled all of us up. I was like, I can't see shit. I'm moving over here. These cars are too fast not to see. I looked up, the red shirt was gone. Like, what is he doing? I was trying to keep from killing y'all. I knew what was coming. You didn't help. I knew what was coming. Pull the front throttle, hold the vest.
what is this over here?
I think we're back all on now.
All right, here we go. Red flag. Tim and Garrett behind the line.
Behind it?
Yep.
I can't. Just turn me around. Just turn me around.
Would it be easier if I was to the side there?
No.
No, because then people couldn't see.
Well, you see, I crashed about 13 times, so just have a good time. I ran through two cars, I'm pretty sure. I think Jamie the infield that time.
All right, here we go. James X said if that's a new bumper, it worked pretty good. Get in there and get it. Huh? Oh, it's broke. Tim Hall, Jamie Fulcher, Jason Howard, Garrett Burden, Chris Henderson, Blake Panel.
That is a win, baby.
That was brutal.
Checking my tires before I come up. Yeah, that's 6 cars in Melbourne. A little much.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. that's a new bumper, it's working pretty good. I'm trying to see why that one has repair. Yeah. Trying to see why that the modified and everything was so weird. So I look here. See, that shouldn't be that. That's why. That's why. All right, that should fix it, hopefully. Let's create a round. All right, guys, up first, dirt late model beginner. Hang on one sec. Why is it doing that? Hang on a second, guys. I need to delete this heat round. Because sprint modified. I'm deleting it. I got to figure out why this thing keeps uh, putting y'all in full huge race like it's doing. Well, we'll just have to get through it tonight. That's just the way it's going to have to be. I mean, it sucks though. Pardon my language. But see, like Dirt Modified, it's got 5 people in it. It should be 2 heats. Yeah, I mean, Dirt Late model, the looks good. That's the way all of them should be. But I don't know why the other ones are all jacked up and just taking everybody. Yeah, they're supposed to. They're supposed to run 3. I don't know. Hold drag to swap drivers registered. All right. Anyways, here we go. Tim Hall, Garrett Bird, and Jeff McMahon, Dirt Late Model Beginner. This is our second heat. Yep. I guess the main's going to be different. I don't know. We're going to do what we can this week. Y'all might, everybody might be into B main, and then I'll just redo it, and y'all run a BB main. I don't know. I don't know what has changed from this week to last week, but it's the 1RC Tuesday night race.
Yeah, I wonder on a BB main. I mean, this race is right. Like this one's breaking it down like it should. Like
Yeah, I don't know what's up with it. Well, I went in and checked it, and what I did notice is that on the mains, it had like 5 and 6 on the other classes. I had to change that to 3 and 4. All right, guys, we got track marshals. Good, here we go. Tim Hall out to an early lead here. Garrett Burden right there behind him, and Jeff McMahon. Tim Hall in the yellow and orange car. And this is going to take some seeding efforts time-wise to put the guys into their B main, A main respectively. All right, Tim Hall, Garrett Burden, Jeff McMahon. Up next, Jason Howard, Jamie Fulcher, Isaac Shepard.
hey, tell my buddy we're swapping cars.
Jason said, we're swapping cars.
Guys are on my nerves. We're going back to Old Navy. Fresh tune. Come out of the pits.
Fresh tune, huh? Jamie Fulcher's got his car out there, and Isaac's got his waiting on Jason.
Always.
He said always.
It's a common thing. Strike controller. Alright. Why are they going backwards? I put the body on backwards. Oh.
Chris, do we got a track marshal on the other end? Yep. All right. All right, guys, here we go. I got it.
We got a battle in second. You know what I mean?
987 is the current. Jamie Fulcher and Isaac both there ranked neck and neck. Jason out by about one lap on the guys as they come down on Jason and try to stop him.
We wanted that line. Yeah, I thought I did. We're gonna move him out of the way. I don't know how you're watching the two different color cars. No, I said it. I was laughing at that.
3.90 is the fastest lap turn so far. 4 laps left to go. Jamie Fulcher a whole lot smoother this week than last. Jamie Fulcher there 3.9 point or .320, averaging a 615 though. All right, Jason Howard, Jamie Fulcher, Isaac Shepard. All right, heat 3 of 3. Chris Henderson, Blake Panel, Bones. There not be no LiPo in there. Be a DQ in your future.
Look here, buddy. Now LiPo goes back.
Blake Panel's got his car out there. If you're wondering about Jason swapping cars, both his cars are bone stock. The only thing he did was pull a LiPo out of his 25. 8 in the beginner class. I don't know. You'd have to ask T. We got 9? Yeah, we do. 369. Yeah. That's the most we've had. All right, guys. Track marshals, please. Here we go. 20. That ain't bad. For a little old Livermore, Kentucky, 20 cars ain't bad at all. And growing. Bones gets his car flipped back over there by Tim Hall. It's our final of the heat races here. We got 2 heat races back to back per 1RC rules. Well, we could skate that a little bit, and I think we're going to change it in the future to just run 1 heat race at 40 laps. So it'll be the same, pretty much the same as a B main. But then we don't have to go through the whole rigmarole like we're doing right now twice. Like Bones having some issue there. All right, Bones back in the mix. Chris Henderson out in the lead right now. 3 laps to go. One lap to go. White flag for Chris Henderson. Chris Henderson, Blake Panel, Bones. All right, up next, Garrett Burden, Tim Hall, Blake Panel, Jamie Fulcher, Jeff McMahon, Dirt Modified. I think we have a new black body right over there.
I might need it. I got a wrap coming, so make it pretty again.
Well, this is like what I've noticed tonight. It's like the beginning of Days of Thunder, bringing in a bunch of broken cars. T, I might need you to track marshal on this one because we got it. It's one of them that's grouping them all together. Yeah, I will for the next 3 races. Or I can track marshal and you can hit the red button when I scream hit red button. Your choice. She don't want no part of hitting the red button, folks. Yeah, everybody that's in the Dirt Modified. Yeah, I don't know what's up, Tim. I'll get it figured out.
Yeah, if we can get them running like the late models run, that's right.
I'm going to do that, and then you know how we're running 2 heats at 20 laps? I'm going to make it 1 heat, 40 laps, and then we'll make the B main 45 and the A main 50. That way, we can get through these quicker and do more of them. All right, guys. And here we go, 5 of them out there. All these cars, almost all different colors. Garrett Burden, our winner from last week, out into an early lead here.
Turn me around. I'm trying to get.
Okay, if they're moving, don't try to flip them. Just stay where you're at. If they stop, then flip it for them. Yeah,
Take the leader out, Jeremy. Hey, I did what I can. Nothing is not a rolling track. I cannot do that.
Jamie taking a look at his car here. He's having issues with it turning, he says. Garrett Burden out in the lead, followed by Tim Hall. Ooh, that was a hard hit. One up on his lid there. Bones getting him flipped over. That's Jeff McMahon. 2 laps left to go.
White flag, Garrett.
Garrett Burden, Tim Hall, Blake Panel, Jeff McMahon, Jamie Fulcher. All right, next heat, final heat for Dirt Sprint Car. Garrett Burden, Jason Howard, Tim Hall, Blake Panel. Jamie, are you in the sprint car too? Okay. What happened? What? Who? Huh? Well, who is it? Well, whoever was hitting the trigger, or maybe they wasn't hitting the trigger. Maybe you got something else going on there. Because I didn't see anybody with their control out there. Yeah, sprint car. What I'd do is I'd repair it. Garrett Burden's going to be there in first position. Jason Howard second. Tim Hall third. Blake Panel fourth. All right, guys, here we go. Track only coming off if they flip to the center. These cars here really love flipping. Tim Hall now in the lead, followed by Jason Howard.
Like, your brain automatically goes, pick that hand up.
It's almost like an angle.
Tim Hall, Jason Howard, Garrett Burden, Blake Panel. That's it. All right, final heat. Super Dirt Late Model. Tim Hall, Jamie Fulcher, Jason Howard, Garrett Burden, Chris Henderson, Blake Panel.
It's Blake Pinnell.
Pinnell. Yes, Blake Pinnell. With the pinky out.
Yeah, Pinnell.
We ain't even into the mains yet.
No, you're not. You serious?
Yeah, what's your deal?
No, I thought those were actual races.
They are races. They're heat races to seed them for the mains.
Yeah, I thought you guys were just like.
No, the main races are twice as long.
I thought those were heat races. I was like, why am I not taking pictures yet?
No, we still got two more mains in each one of these classes to go. Well, you'll take a picture after the B mains too. Yeah, we're gonna need track marshals. You got it going on over there, Garrett? You gonna bring home a B and an A again in the open modified class? All right, Garrett Burton's getting his car set up over there. Yeah, quit cheating, Garrett. Man. All right, here we go, guys. Red flag. Jason, Chris behind the line. No, Jason and Chris. When you guys hear me say red flag, look immediately up there. If your name is highlighted in red, you go behind the line. I'll try to tell everybody, but that means you can get the lap. All right, here we go. Red flag. I did red flag it, yes. All right, red flag. Well, that they won't want that because they can't see. Here we go. Track marshals are doing an exceptional job flipping these cars. Jason, Tim, Chris, Blake, Jamie, Garrett. What a harsh race. All right, we are now moving into main seating now. Main seating will be from results. Use best 2 heat rounds. Uh, Jason won it. Sweet mercy. Hang on, folks. I got to get this back up and running. Okay, there we go. All right, seating class. Best individual result. Yep, that's good. Best hit the heats. Finishing from prior results. That looks good. Here we go. So the mains are right. It just the heats weren't. I don't know why. All right, here we go for the C main. One's going to get bumped and one's going home. C main for dirt late model. Jeff McMahon, Bones. You won't have to. Bones getting his car set there in second position. He's going to have to battle it out for 40 laps with Jeff McMahon. One of them's going on and one of them's staying home. Huh? Yeah, the A main's 50. We go by 1RC stuff, but like I said, it's suggested. We're going to change it a little bit. Like the heat race we just ran, they were 20. We're going to make those 40, and we're only going to run one heat race. And then that'll seed you for the CB, A main, depending on how many people we got. And then it will be 45, and then the main will be 50, A main. But it bumps the top guy into the next main. So whoever wins this is going to go to the B main at the bottom. Yeah. Huh? B and C are 40. Yeah. But you know that's a good thing though, because usually guys here in the C still need some track time. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys, y'all ready? Track marshals. Here we go. Out in the runner, out in the front right now, C main, Jeff McMahon. Bones right there behind him in the blue and yellow. Both of them running pretty close to the same track times here. Bones going high, going low. They're battling it out back and forth. Jeff blocks him off. Oh, we see Bones on his lid here. Still a lot more racing left to go. Only 5 laps into this 40-lap C main here. Bones now about 3/4 of a lap down from Jeff after the little wreck they got into. He's gaining a little bit of time, averagely speaking, here in the past 2 laps. but about a half a lap difference between the two. Jeff McMahon still hanging on to that lead as we get our first 10 lapper down. 30 laps to go. Now that lead shrunk to about a quarter of a lap between Jeff McMahon and Bones. As we're going to start seeing some of the battery life dwindle out. Oh, as Jeff goes high side there, loses a little bit of time there in turn two. Bones now following behind him, catching a little bit of the draft. Going high side there, keeping his distance for now as we do our 16th lap here. Jeff McMahon out in the lead. As we get a spun car here, Bones gets himself righted back away. Tim's going to right him again before turn one. Jeff McMahon up by a total of one solid lap here. Oh, as Bones' car slips and slides, he's going to get her turned back around there. Now one lap difference separating these guys. As we see a change here. Oh, both cars flip.
Every time you get reeling him in, you wreck.
These guys are very close, competitively speaking. Jeff McMahon and Bones there on each other's hips. Racing hard as we're a little bit over halfway here now. Car flipped. Jeff's car flipped, now back on the same lap. Or one lap difference. Bones there spinning out a little bit. Jeff doing the same. Here's an opportunity. Bones coming out. Now half a lap difference between first and second. 9 laps to go. Bones is going to have to headhunt for sure. Jeff has been a force to be reckoned with as he runs that high side power and his black 1RC late model. Bones comes around. Jeff, he's going to put another lap down on him. 5 laps left to go. Jeff with a nice smooth transition out of turn 4. Bones hanging in there. First time racing here at Lanes Raceway in the beginner late model series. Looking pretty good in the blue and yellow. 2 laps left to go. Bones spun out right before turn 1. Looks like Jeff's going to go on the high side and take him out on the backstretch. Wow. No friends here. So we see Jeff get his car straightened out here. All right, Jeff McMahon, you're going to get bumped. Bones, thanks for racing. Close race there with Jeff McMahon. That's a good race.
Jeff, I'm putting your car up here. I'll take your car now, Jeff. Okay, thanks. It's off, too.
All right. B Main, Garrett Burden, Blake Pannell, Jamie Fulcher, Isaac Shepard, and Jeff McMahon. And only one spot going on to the A Main. Yeah, Jeff, you're back in. You got bumped. You won the C Main. And baby's going to be slick by the time he gets through racing, ain't he? That's it. Y'all need to be behind that blue tape, and that should give them enough room to get in front of you to get their car.
Hey, can I ask you this? On the front stretch, can we just do a red flag?
I don't want to get that. If we're going to do that, we need to red flag the whole race. Because here's the issue.
No marshals and lay men down to get them. It blocks all of us.
If it wrecks on the front stretch, it's the driver's responsibility to get it.
It blocks every one of us.
Well, that's where you got to stay behind the blue tape. If we start doing red flags, we just need to do red flags. Y'all just have to accept that y'all lose laps every once in a while. Because the whole point of us doing a live track is so y'all don't lose laps.
Well, I mean, I don't mind the saying live is fine. Just right there in that particular area. When a winning driver comes forward, it's over for the rest of us.
Well, I mean, if you see somebody's car wreck in front of you, step back and let them get their car. I mean, either way is not a good way. I understand that. But we don't have options here. It's like you're either going to lose laps and gripe at me, or you can move back and gripe at them for wrecking in front of you. I'd rather you gripe at them than me.
Just lay over.
All right, here we go, guys.
That'd be good if they wouldn't block them. Like, get over.
They're supposed to be behind that blue tape. Red flag. Jeff behind the line. Jeff, you need to drive your car to about where that purple car's at. You need to drive your car to where that purple car's at.
Get over here, buddy. This way. Come on, boy. Whoa!
All right, guys, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, Garrett. Hey, quit being so quiet, Garrett. You got to let me know you're over here. All right, here we go. Jason, you're the best track marshal ever. Blake Panel out to in the lead currently here, 10 laps. Garrett Burden there in second. They are battling for position in the A main. One racer going on, the rest going home. Chris there with some quick hands, getting that car turned back over. These guys are racing really good together with this many cars out. That just goes to show you they are learning the track. They are getting smooth, and what a good deal. Get a car here, get 30 days of track time, so you can get really good on this track and it not cost you anything other than buying a car, which you got to do anyway. Several involved in the incident here. Chris, he's getting them all spun around there. Blake Panel out in the lead now, 20 laps, halfway mark. Not bad though. The live track definitely working here. And guys are able to get their rhythm and get a little bit smoother. Oh, one bounces off the wall and hits the other. And Tim Hall right there in the middle. I think that's what we do. We just make a little room there for a track marshal to stand in the middle. Red flag. Isaac Shepard. Isaac Shepard behind the flag. Hey, what Tim's doing, I think works. So leave a spot in the middle for a track marshal to be. And that's working. Jamie Fulcher cleaning his tires here as he went into the center.
Hope you don't take this long to put signs together.
All right, guys, we ready? Blake Panel out in the lead, 28 total laps. Garrett Burden right there behind him. These guys are battling to get into that A main. Stiff rivalry. Both of these guys work together, so you know they talk about this stuff on a day-to-day basis. We're new to running RC here at Lanes Raceway. Jason Howard quick with the hook of life. Man, what a throw. That baby back under there. 36 of 40 laps turned here. Blake Panel and Garrett Burden. Blake Panel still hanging on to that lead by about half a lap here. Jason taking pride in his track marshaling abilities. Blake Panels going on. Garrett Burden close in second. Jamie Fulcher third. Isaac Shepard fourth. Jeff McMahon fifth. All right, Blake, come over here and talk to me. Well, you can at least come get your sticker if you don't have time. So Blake Panel going to receive the B main winners ticket here. Very close race. Blake, what do you got to say, man? It was really close between you and Garrett, wouldn't you think?
No.
Wasn't close at all?
Don't make me come over there.
Garrett said, don't make me come over there.
Wasn't close at all. Slacker.
You got anything you want to tell people out there in the internet land on your B main win there?
Come join us and race with us.
All right, I love it. Thank you, Blake. All right, let's head back on over to the oval here, and we're going to get moved on in to the next main. Here it is, folks, the A main for these buttes. It's going to be Chris Henderson in first, Jason Howard second, Tim Hall third, Blake Panel fourth. And they're racing for the A main sticker, our first A main sticker of the night. No, just four. What's that? Stock, yes. The beginner class. Guys, this is the beginner class. This is not the super late model class. Well, I'm just saying, if y'all got the super late model car, y'all need to exchange it. What's that, Tim? Big M? Well, it's all right, because after this, I'm going to tech y'all's cars, and if one of y'all's cheating, disqualified. I laugh, and I'm telling the truth. All right, guys, we got track marshals. Blake, you going to do like Garrett did last week, go from the B to the A and win them both? Be cool. Four of the best racers here this evening: Chris Henderson, Jason Howard, Tim Hall, and Blake Panel. All right, guys, here we go. Tim Hall currently there in the lead, followed by Jason Howard in the white car. These guys very close. Tim Hall taking a guy out. Red flag. Tim Hall go behind the line. Tim, I'd get closer than that if it was me. You're just losing a quarter lap there. All right, here we go. Oh, sorry, guys. If you would, T, get in between Tim and Chris. That way, if they come off on the front stretch, you can get their car. Ready? Tim Hall and Jason there side by side. About a quarter of a lap separates these two. Blake Panel there in third. Chris Henderson there flipping off the track a while ago. Got his tires cleaned. He is one lap down from Blake Panel. Then make a pass there on the inside. Blake Panel coming out of the B main to get into the A main here. T. Looks like Chris might be having some issues there with his car. Chris, what's going on with the car, man?
4 or 5 laps down from being slick. There ain't no need being in their way.
Yeah.
Let's get out of their way and let them run.
I call that the Gabriel Kirtley move. Chris said he was about 4 or 5 laps down. He's just going to pull his car to stay out of their way. My brother, he does that a lot too when he's in a race and just doesn't have the race weekend luck he needs. Tim Hall and Jason there pretty close together. Blake Panel 3 laps down from the guys. We'll see. Garrett Burden flipping Tim back over. Now Jason Howard in the lead. Jason Howard there in the white car. That is James Decker's driver. Blake Panel there getting spun a little bit. Jamie Fulcher trying his best there. 5 laps remaining. Two laps remaining. White flags out. Jason Howard going to bring it home. Jason Howard, first place. Tim Hall, second. Blake Panel, third. Chris Henderson, fourth. Yes, for the top 3. Jason, come on over here and have a little talk with us. Jason Howard going to bring home yet another one of these golden A's. We'll see what Jason has to say. Jason, why don't you take his headset and let your fans out there, especially James, he's been rooting for you.
Is James still on here?
I don't know if he's still on now or not, but you can at least talk to him.
Good evening, James. Appreciate the support, buddy. What?
Who's James that you paid to get on?
I don't know who it is, but I like him. Oh boy, what a night! This was a venture. Stacked house. How many cars?
I think in this class
9 cars, few months in. Guys want something fun to do. As you can see, we all joke, carry on, have a good time, get a little serious from time to time, especially when you got Chris cheating, Tim cheating. They're all running 10.5 motors, and I'm trying to beat them with a little bitty 1.2 motor. But anyways, appreciate all the fans and all the support. And Donovan putting on a good race here.
Hey, speaking of Gabriel, how many more is this than
Oh, yeah.
right now?
Gabriel, just in case you're watching, where's that camera? Right there, Gabe. I just want you to know, I think that's 3 to your 1 or 4 to your 1. I'm not real sure. Just hope you get to watch this tonight. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, I think every bit of that was muted. I give a little synopsis there. When he put the headset on, I think he muted the mic there. But nonetheless, that was Jason Hired saying, come on down, join us, have a good time with us. We all cut up. He was calling everybody a cheater, everybody running 10,000 motors. And then he said that I think that's 3 to 1 to you, Gabriel, out there in internet land, and got some catching up to do. So Jason Hired here, as you guys could tell, a very good track marshal, probably the best one we got here at Lanes Raceway. And I think he really does deserve that win tonight. He fought very hard for it, and he's going to bring home that A-Main beginner dirt late model. So we'll go ahead and finish this up. And then we're going to move it on up into the B-Main dirt modified. All right, Jamie Fulcher, Jeff McMahon in the B-Main dirt modified. You're up. Not you, Jamie Fulcher and Jeff McMahon. And they'll be racing for a B-Main sticker tonight. Still got this class and 2 more to go, folks. So we got plenty of racing rolling here. If you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. And hang out with us as much as you can. James Deckard says, good evening and congratulations on the win. He finally brought one home for you, James. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, it was a hard battle between him and Tim. Both of them getting into some wrecks early on. They got straightened up, and then it was Tim by about a lap. Then Tim got spun, and Jason got spun, but not as bad, and Jason ended up taking into the front. And right there at the end, Tim had another spin there, and that pretty much solidified it for about 5 laps. But then Tim was catching him there towards the end, got him about within a corner of the track. But he just needed a couple more laps just to catch him. And that's racing, folks. And Blake Panel coming out of the B or the C main coming out of the B main into the A main, and he was really close too. All right, guys, can we get some track marshals? T, will you track marshal? This is for the B main. All right, here we go. 40 laps, guys. Jeff, you gonna go? So Jeff and Jamie both, the last time they raced together, really tight racing. Oh, and a nice move to the high outside to not cause any kind of incident there. Jeff made a quick move and a quick decision. Jamie Fulcher there got his car under control. Jason, as usual, trying to razz some of the racers and get in their head before the A main. Seeing Bones there. He was going to make a flip around, but they got it turned around themselves.
Derby, I can understand, but I don't know how in the hell we're gonna pull a figure 8 off.
Put an X in the middle.
Jamie Fulcher out in the lead after 15 laps. Jamie coming into contact with the second turn wall. These cars here, if the tires touch the wall, it spins them, just like the cars in real life.
You imagine how the super late model is gonna be on this?
Jamie Fulcher getting red lit there as he broke out. He will get that second one, though. Halfway mark now, Jamie Fulcher out in the lead. 2 laps down from him, Jeff McMahon. Jeff's got a battle on his hands. If he can smooth it out a little bit, make some transitional changes here, he should be able to catch a little bit on Jamie. So he makes 1 lap right there. We'll see Bones flipping him. Try not to get hit by cars at the same time. Jeff McMahon got a lap back after that. Jeff's now smoothing the car out a little bit.
Change them to the stock car body. The stock car body sit on this and put the front bumper on. I got one. I got one made. It works great.
26 and 24 right now. Tim getting the car spun out there. Three laps difference between these guys. Jamie going down low, making the pass. Ten laps left to go. Jamie Fulcher still hanging on to that lead by a few laps. Oh, as Jeff just spins Jamie. A little roughhousing. Jamie Fulcher out in the lead by 4 laps right now. Four laps left to go. Jamie Fulcher out in the lead. Jamie Fulcher first place. Jeff McMahon second. Jamie, you're going to move on. All right, up now, A Main Dirt Modified. Garrett Burden first. Tim Hall second. Blake Pennell third. Jamie Fulcher fourth. What's that? There'll be plenty. Yes, you do, Jamie. Come on over here and talk to me. You will not, huh? Oh, Jamie. Well, 2 weeks ago we didn't have stickers. Was you the only guy in the B main? That's what it was. No, that was a given. No, he didn't win. We just bumped him.
I went straight to aim. Somebody won.
Well, you have to win against at least one competitor to get the sticker.
Now there's a loophole in the rules.
It was always that way.
Yeah,
Hey, I didn't make that rule. Gabriel did.
I'm just putting this out there. Stickers are for sale.
We'll have to get some new stickers made up. They can't be counterfeit.
Tim's right.
I thought I could trust you, Jamie.
Since Lanes did not pay for exclusive rights.
Listen to this guy. Hey, you need to quit hanging out with Gabriel. These exclusive rights. Killing me. Too much business talk on that side over here. T, Marshall front stretch. You got the front stretch? Okay. Take Jason's spot. T's going to go there.
If y'all don't care, Rick's there and over there. I tell you what, whoever starts winning. Wait, wait. Winner, I'll just move on down.
T right over here. All right, guys, this is A-Main territory. Watch your light. And we're off and running. First lap coming around here. Looks like Garrett Burden's going to take it. Garrett Burden out into a early lead here, followed by Tim Hall. Garrett Burden, funny thing, that is the track car here at Lanes Raceway that we ran for about 2 months before we started our first race, just letting people run around the track, and kids tore it up and beat it up. And Garrett took it under his wing and worked on it, and he's made a good open wheel modified, to say the very least. Oh, as Garrett narrowly misses that incident. Him and Tim there side by side. Tim pulling draft. Tim going to the high outside. Garrett trying to keep that car straight there as we got a car to the high outside there again. Tim and Garrett both neck and neck. Last week, Garrett brought it home. That little rub on the wall cost him about 2 car lengths. But then Tim, he hit the wall that time, so that cost him about 2 car lengths. These guys are neck and neck, side by side, to say the very least, in this class. Oh, as Garrett hits a car and loses the lead. Tim Hall now in the lead in the yellow car. We'll see if he can hang on to it. 35 laps remaining. Tim Hall out about, what is that, about an eighth of a track. James Decker said, hey, he was the winner and the first loser. So now looking like some battery issues here with Garrett might be plaguing him. I don't know if he's gotten another wreck, but Tim's wrecking. Garrett's going to take back over the lead. That's all it is. It's all about consistency. A lot of this consistency Garrett learned early on the slot car track, now changing over into the RC territory here. As he goes to high outside and takes Tim out. Oh, my. Man. Both of these guys running very close, and, you know, hey, you reap what you sow. T gets a flip back, and now it's a half lap difference between him and Tim. 23 laps remaining. Tim Hall about a corner section ahead of Garrett Burden. Garrett Burden threading the needle there with Jamie Fulcher on the front stretch. He goes to Dodge. Now that lead has been swindled down into just a 2 car lengths between Tim. Oh, and Garrett gets hung up on turn 3. Dodge and Jamie Fulcher there. He does so. Jamie pulling the car. He's taking a look at his car here while the race continues. About a corner and a half, about now halfway difference between Garrett. Garrett Burden gets caught up into a car in turn 2. Tim Hall now just a front stretch difference from putting a lap on Garrett. So Garrett's going to need to focus in and get smooth and hope that Tim gets involved in an incident with the other 2 cars here. As we see one of those cars taking flight there in the third corner. And Garrett says he's putting a $50 target on the yellow car. Garrett's racing with some heart here for sure. 8 laps to go. And Tim Hall rolling to the high side. Tim's keeping her just as smooth as Garrett. Garrett trying his best to make up what kind of time he can. His car a little bit slower than Tim Hall's. So it's going to be tough. He's going to need Tim to have an incident in the next 4 laps. Jason acting like he's going to swipe Tim's car right off the backstretch there. But Tim running a really good race here. Tim spins out. He better get her back under control. Now that lead has been taken to just a backstretch. 1 lap remaining. Tim Hall in the lead, going to bring it home. Tim Hall, Garrett Burden, Blake Pannell, top 3. Jamie Fulcher in 4th. Congratulations, Tim. Going to finish the race there. And that is official, folks. Official A-Main territory. Tim Hall, come on over here. Get you one of these A-Main stickers here. Here you go. Don't hit that button on the side there, it'll mute you. Get that right here. All right, Tim, let them know what you want to say.
It's a good race between me and Garrett. I thought he was going to take me any time, but we all stayed clean for most of the race, and we're ready.
Test. All right. I think the microphone's back now. Let me check just to make sure. Test. I hope you guys heard what Tim had to say. He said it was a good race and everything. If y'all didn't, but my headset died. I didn't hear it die. Usually I hear it die. It goes dee like that. But it was when Tim had it and we passed it back. So hopefully you guys heard what Tim said. I know y'all probably didn't hear what Jason said either. It's just one of those time issues. But nonetheless, thank you, James, for letting me know that the headset was muted. I didn't even know. I wish this headset would quit timing out. I don't know why it always times out. You need to be on the front stretch in between Tim and Garrett, but you need to stay behind the blue line. If a car wrecks on the front stretch between Tim and him, you put it back. If not, then it's the corner's responsibility, okay? All right, guys. 50 laps. We thought the super late models was a debacle. This baby here is rough stuff, folks. Jamie Fulcher there, reaching to grab a car. Garrett Burden out in the lead. Now Jason Howard. We get two wadded up there on the start-finish line. Jason Howard holding the lead. Tim Hall in second, now third. Blake Panel in second. Tim Hall back to fourth. It's a lot of swapping back and forth. It all boils down to who wrecks the least, it looks like to me. Looks like Blake's going to be able to get his car under control as we get a car down. Bone's going to help out with the track marshal there. Tim Hall riding wheelies on the front stretch. Garrett was able to save his car as we get a car wadded up in the corner here. Jamie Fulcher going to get that white car of Jason Howard, now bringing his lap lead to 1. As we see two cars involved in the incident here, guys. Let me tell you, these cars are not easy to drive. They are a little bitty small. T there helping with the track marshaling there on the front stretch. T going to get two more cars on the front stretch here. Doing a great job track marshaling. Tim Hall coming out, hitting hard. Jason also, Jamie getting them. 20 laps, 30 laps to go. Jason Howard out in the lead by 3 laps as we... Red flag! Jason behind the line. Our first car out in the infield. James Deckard, yeah. Right now, your guy's in the lead, James, by a few laps. We good? And we're back green racing. Like I said, Jason out in the lead there. CT getting the car on the front stretch there. I find that these cars here, if you run them slower, they tend to do a little better without wrecking. But if you get them under speed and actually get the downforce on the wings, they will handle better. Jason getting stuck there at the bottom of the track. 2 laps between him and Blake Panel. Blake Panel going to flip his own car here. Tim Hall now moving up into second position. Garrett into third after that wreck. 19 laps remaining. Jason Howard's car straight nosedived. Let's see Chris getting him straightened up. Corner marshal there getting them swapped out. Oh, a little cartwheel action there. Oh, there's 2 people getting involved there on the back stretch there. Got a little crowded. Jason Howard out in the lead. Garrett Burden right there on him. Tim Hall there in third, only 2 laps down. Red flag. Blake and Jason behind the line. The amount of sheer concentration required to run these little sprint cars looks to be astronomical. Because, I mean, just a small amount of turning, these things are going to whip around. Y'all ready? Jason's got something going on with his sprint car. Garrett Burden now taking over the lead. Garrett Burden out in the lead by 1 lap. Two laps remaining. Red flag.
Started flipping before the start finish line. Like an actual wind car. Yeah.
Well, do it. Like, I'm just doing what you guys tell me to do. Well, do it. I never said y'all couldn't. Garrett Burden, Tim Hall, Jason Howard, top 3. Blake Panel in 4th. Yeah. Garrett, come talk to me. All right, here you go, Garrett. A-Main sticker, man.
Thank you.
What do you want to tell the people out there, Garrett?
We need some covers on them wheels. Well, I made it to the middle of the infield about 4 or 5 times. That was pretty fun. But other than that, it's a pretty good race. Yeah. Yeah. But
I'm proud of you there, Garrett.
thank you.
Coming this early on, running good in the open wheel modified, losing by a hair,
Yeah.
but then coming back and winning the very first sprint car race.
Yeah. Feels pretty good.
Big Garrett.
Yeah. I'll be glad and open wheel modified next week. I'll be ready for them next week. Yeah.
All right, well, good.
But yeah.
Well, you better go over there and get you a picture made.
All right.
All right, thanks to Garrett there for bringing home the actual first sprint car race here. Looks like the guys have now made a decision that if a car goes off in the middle, flips off in the middle, one person gets to clean their tires that goes off in the middle. Now they're all going to be able to clean their tires while that's taking place. Not a big deal. It wasn't actually where they couldn't before, but you know, we're learning. So, anywho, we're going to go on into the next heat here. All right, B Main Super Dirt Late Model, Chris Henderson, Garrett Burden, Blake Panel. Jason asking Chris, what is he doing in the B main? And he said, that's where I live, buddy. These guys do not give each other any slack whatsoever. This is our final race of the evening here. And like I said, we will get this software, all the kinks and stuff worked out. All the guys will be coming up with their own rules and stuff, just like we do in stock car racing. We got to find our way through the path or the jungle to find the perfect race. And we're doing that. I think we're doing quite well. We don't have anything that we can actually go off of because, you know, Lanes Raceway's never done RC before, so we're new at this, and just bear with us. We'll come up with something. I do believe that the live tracking is definitely better and more accurate now. That we don't have to worry about people losing or gaining laps from so many red flag, yellow flag calls. It is a little bit more brutal sometimes, it looks like, and a little bit more exciting, definitely, on the live stream for you guys, seeing these guys jump in there and flip. I think, personally, if the cars are just spun out, they need to get those back under control. I don't think the track marshals need to try to flip them over or flip them back to the straight side, as that could cause an incident for somebody else. They need to be able to dodge the cars, I guess what I'm saying. But if a car is flipped, I do believe that the track marshals are doing a great job flipping them over, especially Jason Hire tonight. He's been hardcore at flipping those cars over and flipping them to the side. If everybody was track marshaling like him, we'd only need one track marshal. So we'll see how things turn here. Super late models up next in the B main. Chris Henderson first, Garrett second, Blake Panel third. Guys, can we get some track? Tell you when you get done, we'll need you on the front stretch. Just go back to the front stretch, T. Thank you. All right, looks like we're ready. Well, Jason's going to take the front stretch. T, why don't you get over there to the other side of Tim by the TV in case they wreck in front of the start finish line. Hey, I wouldn't want anybody else there except for you, Jason. You're the quickest track marshal we got. All right, guys, here we go. Three cars here in the B main. We got to go 40 laps of this action. T doing her best to get that car straightened out and a hard hit coming out. Man, these things sound like they're going to tear gear. Staying low is Blake Panel. His car's real good about coming out of turn 3 and 4 and holding that bottom line. Most cars can't really do that, and his car is holding it hard. As we get three of them lined up wide here, these guys are not giving anybody any inches. As we got Blake Panel. Oh, red flag! Here we go. Chris Henderson out in the lead right now, followed by Garrett Burden. Blake Panel right there on them. These guys are all on the same lap here. Blake now changing over into second position. Garrett going to that third position. We're seeing Blake now take the lead, it looks like. Blake Panel out in front, followed by Garrett Burden. As we see another car flip here, that is going to be our leader, Blake Panel, flipping. We see two other cars flip, and now Blake Panel in the lead. Yeah, it was weird. I fixed it. Chris is in the lead now. Blake's second. Chris in the lead here. Blake Panel right behind him. Garrett Burden also. Blake running the high side. This could be a strategy. See you guys getting straightened out here. Garrett now in second, Chris in first. Garrett Burden now in the lead. Garrett Burden 2 laps. Oh, and a hard hit on the backstretch here. Garrett Burden in the lead by 2 laps here. Chris Henderson right there in second. Blake Panel. I'm finally seeing it. I've been wanting to see it for a while. Somebody trying to run the high side. Blake Panel's doing it. Oh, so we got a hard hit here. All right, Garrett, Chris, Blake. What a race. Garrett's going to get bumped up. Garrett, come talk to me. Garrett going to receive this B-Main sticker.
Sweet.
How many of these is it tonight so far for you?
This will be one for B-Man, one. Well, I just now got my first B-Main for the night, and I got my A-Main a while ago, so if I get another one. I just hope I got another lipo charge ready to go. But yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Garrett. Speaking of Blake, he was the first person I seen to run the high side with these cars. I was telling my brother last week, I think that is the strat, but most people would argue that it isn't. But, you know, as fast as these cars is, it does keep you out of a lot of trouble staying up high like that.
No.
So we're going to see Garrett Burden moving on in to the A main. This will be our final here, the Super Dirt Late Model. Jason Hyatt in front, Tim Hall second place, Jamie Fulcher in third, and Garrett Burden in fourth. They're right now getting their pictures made. And while they're getting their pictures made, we'll just come over here. I'll show you what these guys are battling for. Bragging rights, really. Severe bragging rights. They're battling for one of these babies. A-Main winner stickers to put on their box for this season. And, of course, there was 2 B-Mains that we didn't give out because one of them was Jamie, and he didn't want it. And the other one, we only had one guy in it. Jamie didn't want to come over here and talk to me. He's looking at me right now, folks. I was like, Jamie, come on over here, talk to me. Oh, if he didn't want to. He said, just wait. Yep. Yeah, they're box stickers. That way, when somebody says, oh, man, you ain't no count, and they'll be like, well, these stickers say otherwise. Yeah, you'll have to win one. You can't just get them. You got to win them. So, like right now, Jason, Tim, Jamie, and Garrett, they're racing the A-Main, which is a 50-lapper. Whoever wins it gets it. And they can put it on their box, and that means they won this race or one of the races. It's just kind of bragging rights, you know. Let people know that, hey, I know how to drive a 1RC car. When are you going to get a 1RC car, Brantley? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. What you're getting up there in the years. You fixing to be working? What are you, like 15 now? 11. Man, you look like you're working age. All right, looks like we got 3 of the 4 out here. Missing Garrett Burden. What's that?
If I put this on the table and sit in this year?
No, you can't. I don't care. I don't care. He can pull up a seat.
He's a good co-host.
That's fine. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's fine. James Deckard says, congratulations, Garrett.
How many is in this?
4.
Do I need to be tracked?
Yeah, we need as many as we can get. These cars are fast.
That guy really just trade off on me?
Oh, Jason wants to know, James, did you just trade off on him? I hadn't seen your wife tonight, Tim. She might be watching it right now. This is the main. This is the big daddy here. This is the one for the super bragging rights. You win a super late model A main, you done something. But then again, that sprint car might be the big daddy because that is a chore to drive, it looks like. All right. We got all 4. I think we're waiting on T to. You can take that down there. Wait and see. All right, guys, here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go. Out in the gate, Jason out in the early lead on his inside. Garrett Burden now taking the lead. Jason back in the lead. Whoa! Garrett went sideways, landed back on his lid. The aerodynamics of these cars, like an airplane sometimes. Garrett Burden in second. Tim Hall right up on his britches there in the yellow car. See Bone getting the car flipped over there. That is Jamie Fulcher's car. Jamie Fulcher's car flipping and getting back on the back stretch. Jason coming around to put a lap on Jamie here. We see Tim Hall there. He's drove his car back to get it back under control. Oh, as he gets hit, we're going to see, oh, he get hit again. Hope this ain't a repeat of last week. Tim got hammered up pretty hard last week in this same class. Jason taking a dive bomb approach there right below Garrett. Garrett was not giving him any inches. Garrett wants another win here, but Jason's making it tough. Oh my. Garrett wrecking 2. You're counting. When you see yellow, that's a count. All right, looks like Jamie Fulcher's broke. He's going to pull his car. Jason Howard out in the lead by 3 laps. He's been a strong force in this class. Garrett on his lid there on the back stretch. T's going to get him flipped. He's going to flip again on the front stretch. Tim's going to get him. That's payback from the open wheel. Jason Howard getting caught up a little bit in Garrett Burden. Garrett Burden and Tim just 1 lap separating those 2. Jason and Tim with a little bit of rough contact out of 3 and 4, but no flips or any incidents to take place of. Rubbins racing. James says, no, he's not racing. Jason is. He's in the white car here. All right, Jason Howard first, Garrett Burden second, Tim Hall third, Jamie Fulcher broke. And this is official. James Decker said, just giving credit where it's silver. So, Garrett, James giving you credit for that silver. Congrats.